next thing we learned here, Diante. And I wonder if you're going to agree with me on this. You might not. I think we learned that the Bills have found something defensively. Now, let me be clear here. I'm not saying top 5 or top 10 defense, but there have been times this season where you and I have talked and we've wondered, can their defense just reach that very low threshold to give their offense a chance to win a Super Bowl? And there have been weeks where we're like, I don't know. It doesn't look like that. But I thought against the Chiefs, they showed they can get to that baseline of competency that I've been talking about for years. Just get to that baseline of competency if you have a great quarterback and give him a chance. I mean, their pass rush got going. Joey Bosa, Greg Rousseau, AJ Epinesa. They got the rookie Maxwell Hairston back last week. He played more of a role here. So I'm not telling you, again, that they have an elite defense, but I thought I saw enough today where if I'm a Bills fan, I'm pretty excited because I think I have a great offense, and I feel like that defense can give me a chance to make a run in the AFC. Am I going too far, or are you at that point as well?
I'm not there. And I will say that the reason why I'm not there is because I've just continued to ask myself the same sequence of questions when it comes to these AFC contenders when they play against the Chiefs, right? The first question is always what did I evaluate based off of what we actually saw between the lines? And then based on that evaluation, does it materially change how I feel about this team and its pathway to beating Kansas City in the playoffs? And to tackle the first question, I think they did exactly what you said. They got pressure in a way that you don't usually see Patrick Mahomes be pressured. In a lot of ways, actually, this game reminds me of their game last year, week 9 or week 10, where they gave Kansas City their first loss. And you saw the offense was moving the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage. Josh Allen was a wizard on third down in that game. I thought that he was great in obvious passing situations in this game. And there really weren't even that many of them because they did such a good job on first and second down, managing the game situation in the down and distance. But defensively, you force some turnovers. You get some inconsistent play from Mahomes. I would say this might be his most uncharacteristic regular season game that we've seen in I don't know how long. And especially over the last month and a half where it looked like, oh God, this team is back to 2019, 2020, 2021 levels of efficiency. It was a shock to see them play that way. But I think that kind of speaks to what pressure can do, what pressure with 4 can do. And we have just not seen Kansas City be pressured to that degree with only 4 rushers and a team that was able to put a cap over most of the explosive plays that they were shooting for. That was my initial evaluation. But if I'm being honest, the longer I sat with it, I look at Buffalo's defense and I still see a team that is going to be asking its quarterback and its offensive line to operate at an A+ level to go win a Super Bowl. And to me, the margins are just way too slim if you're asking your offense to perform that way, knowing that the team that you have to beat on the other side in a playoff environment would be Patrick Mahomes and this Kansas City team that has played its best ball every year in January and February. I just don't know if I trust them to be able to replicate that if these two teams were to match up again in the playoffs, even if the game was happening at Highmark Stadium.
This episode is brought to you by Joe Malone London. It's the go-to for fragrances and holiday gifts. If you're looking for a new scent, Cypress and Grapevine is their best-selling men's cologne. It's bold and woody, and it's worn by some of the biggest players in the game. Plus, they've got something for everyone on your holiday gift list, from pre-wrapped gift sets to candles, colognes, and luxury advent calendars to make gifting easy and extra special. Shop holiday favorites at joemalone.com or at a Joe Malone London store near you. It's interesting that their offense has not had an issue with Spags. You look at that play. I mean, the Chiefs came up in a big spot in that play in the championship game last year. But overall, you look at it. I mean, the Bills played kind of similar. Yeah, it was very similar to what you saw today.
Really, yeah, they've moved the ball at will.
Absolutely. So I think their offense is reliable. And in that game, their defense was just such a disaster. They couldn't do anything. It was like a 98th percentile game for the Chiefs in terms of success rate. So I was buying a little, like Joey Bosa in this game. I mean, looks like prime Joey Bosa, where they signed him in the offseason. And I'm like, that's an interesting dart throw, but I don't know if you're going to get your bang for your buck there with that signing. And he played really well for them. The other guys, like I said, AJ Epinesa, Greg Rousseau, those guys played well. Cole Bishop. I mean, how many times did they mention his name at safety in this game? So I think they've got some guys to, again, they just kind of need to play a game in the playoffs where they're giving the offense a chance, and they weren't able to do that last year. So I'm buying them a little bit more than you are. Where are you with, like, because I was looking at this, I looked at the standings before we came on, Diante, and I didn't realize this, but the Bills would be a wild card team right now if the playoffs started. The Chiefs would be out of the playoffs.
They're the 8 seed right now.
I was refreshing. Wait a minute. No, this has not happened to me since I've been checking the standings. So the Chiefs would be out of the playoffs. Yet, having said that, I got those two teams in their own tier.